Mastering our emotions is a fundamental aspect of the human experience, a journey of self-discovery and growth that allows us to navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and resilience. We all experience a wide spectrum of emotions, from the soaring highs of joy and excitement to the crushing lows of sadness and despair. These emotions are not simply fleeting feelings. They are powerful forces that shape our thoughts, behaviors, and interactions with the world around us. Often, we find ourselves at the mercy of these emotions, feeling like a ship tossed about in a stormy sea. We react impulsively, driven by anger, fear, or sadness, often leading to regretful actions and strained relationships. However, mastering our emotions doesn't mean suppressing or denying them. It's not about becoming emotionless robots, devoid of feeling. Instead, it's about developing a deeper understanding of our emotional landscape, learning to recognize the triggers that set off emotional responses, and cultivating the skills to manage these responses in a healthy and constructive way. This journey of emotional mastery is not a quick fix or a one-time achievement. It's a continuous process of self-improvement that requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. It's about recognizing that our emotions are not our enemies, but rather valuable sources of information that can guide us towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The first step towards mastering our emotions is developing self-awareness. This involves becoming an observer of our inner world, paying close attention to the thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations that arise within us. It's about noticing the subtle shifts in our mood, the tightening in our chest when we feel anxious, or the warmth that spreads through our body when we experience joy. This level of self-awareness allows us to identify the early warning signs of an emotional surge, giving us the opportunity to intervene before we become overwhelmed. For example, if we notice our heart racing and our palms sweating in a stressful situation, we can take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and remind ourselves that we have the capacity to handle the challenge. This simple act of pausing and observing creates a space between the stimulus and our reaction, allowing us to choose a more thoughtful and intentional response. Without this awareness, we are more likely to react impulsively, driven by our emotions rather than our reason. Cultivating self-awareness can be achieved through various practices, such as mindfulness meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few moments each day to reflect on our experiences. By consistently turning our attention inwards, we develop a greater understanding of our emotional patterns and triggers, paving the way for greater emotional control. Another crucial aspect of emotional mastery is acceptance. Often, we judge our emotions, labeling some as good and others as bad. We cling to feelings of joy and happiness, while we resist and suppress feelings of sadness, anger, or fear. This resistance creates inner conflict and can amplify the intensity of these unwanted emotions. True emotional mastery involves accepting all of our emotions, recognizing that they are all valid and serve a purpose. Even so-called negative emotions like anger and sadness can provide valuable insights into our needs and values. Anger might signal that a boundary has been crossed, while sadness might indicate a need for connection or support. By accepting these emotions without judgment, we create space for them to pass through us naturally, without becoming stuck or overwhelming. This doesn't mean we have to enjoy feeling these emotions, but it does mean acknowledging their presence and allowing ourselves to experience them fully, without resistance. This acceptance allows us to process our emotions more effectively and prevents them from festering and causing further distress. Furthermore, developing healthy coping mechanisms is essential for managing our emotions effectively. When faced with challenging situations or difficult emotions, we often resort to unhealthy coping strategies, such as substance abuse, emotional eating, or avoidance. These strategies may provide temporary relief, but they ultimately exacerbate the problem and can lead to further emotional distress. Healthy coping mechanisms, on the other hand, help us to regulate our emotions in a constructive way. These might include practices like exercise, spending time in nature, engaging in creative activities, or connecting with supportive friends and family. These activities help to reduce stress, improve mood, and provide a healthy outlet for emotional expression. It's important to identify coping mechanisms that work best for each individual, as what works for one person may not work for another. Experimenting with different strategies and finding what brings a sense of calm and well-being is key. Developing a repertoire of healthy coping mechanisms provides us with the tools we need to navigate challenging emotions effectively, preventing them from spiraling out of control. Empathy and compassion are also vital components of emotional mastery. Developing empathy allows us to understand and share the feelings of others, fostering deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. When we can understand the emotional experiences of others, we are less likely to react defensively or judgmentally. Instead, we can respond with compassion and understanding, creating a more supportive and harmonious environment. Cultivating compassion extends not only to others but also to ourselves. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a dear friend. It's about acknowledging our imperfections, accepting our vulnerabilities, and forgiving ourselves for our mistakes. When we practice self-compassion, we create a safe space for ourselves to heal and grow, allowing us to navigate difficult emotions with greater resilience. This inner sense of kindness and acceptance allows us to weather emotional storms without becoming overwhelmed by self-criticism or shame. Finally, effective communication plays a crucial role in managing our emotions, particularly in our relationships with others. Learning to express our emotions in a clear and respectful way can prevent misunderstandings and conflicts. This involves using I statements to express our feelings without blaming or accusing others. For example, instead of saying, "You always make me angry," we can say, "I feel frustrated when." This type of communication allows us to express our needs and feelings without putting others on the defensive. Active listening is also essential for effective communication. This involves paying close attention to what the other person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally, and seeking to understand their perspective. By practicing effective communication, we can build stronger relationships, resolve conflicts more effectively, and create a more supportive and understanding environment. This open and honest communication fosters trust and intimacy, allowing us to navigate emotional challenges together. Mastering our emotions is a lifelong journey, a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving. It's not about achieving a state of perpetual happiness or eliminating all negative emotions. Instead, it's about developing the skills and tools to navigate the full spectrum of human experience with greater awareness, acceptance, and resilience. It's about understanding that our emotions are not something to be feared or suppressed, but rather valuable sources of information that can guide us towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing acceptance, developing healthy coping mechanisms, fostering empathy and compassion, and communicating effectively, we can transform our relationship with our emotions and create a life of greater peace, joy, and connection. This journey requires dedication and practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. Now, I invite you to take the first step on your own journey of emotional mastery. Start by taking a few moments each day to reflect on your emotions. Notice the subtle shifts in your mood, the physical sensations that accompany your feelings, and the triggers that set off emotional responses. Practice accepting all of your emotions without judgment and explore healthy coping mechanisms that bring you a sense of calm and well-being. Connect with supportive friends and family and practice communicating your emotions effectively. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way. You have the power to transform your relationship with your emotions and create a life of greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. Don't wait any longer. Begin your journey today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to transform your life and unlock your full potential. Subscribe now and join the movement. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.